Whew. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Well, buckle up, Buttercup. Hello everybody, welcome back to Sequel Aftershock, where I take a game and either sing its praises or make people feel bad for liking it. I'm looking at you, Metal Gear Survive. My name's Sasquatch, and today we're going to take a look at possibly one of the greatest stories ever told in video games. Pull out your silver swords, guys and gals. It's time to talk about The Witcher. Before we start with the games, I want to give the books a shout out. Everything you know about The Witcher started out as a book series written by Anders Sapkowski. I'm sorry if I butchered that. There are 7 of them in total, and if you like our boy Geralt and haven't read any of these, then you're doing yourself a great misfortune. Also, this is your spoiler warning. Go play the games. The Witcher 1. The game that started it all. This game and all the games I will be talking about today were created by our future cyberpunk overlord CD Projekt Red, and this particular game was also produced by Atari. Remember them? Remember that being a thing? They make hats with speakers in them now. So, that's a thing you can't unsee. Now, I want to talk about what this game did right first. For those of you uninitiated, a Witcher is a genetically enhanced human who is basically a mercenary for hire used to kill monsters, the biggest and the baddest you can find. The story of this, as far as I understand, takes place directly after the book series. Geralt is tasked to kill King Foltest' daughter, because she's a rip-roaring teen who likes to turn into a monster, which, let's be real, is pretty dope. Then we yada 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 through some bullshit, and some other Witchers find Geralt, and he can't remember anything. And as he's trying to figure out what's going on, let alone who he actually is, bandits attack the Witcher home of Kaer Morhen, which sets us off on our journey. We see a lot of political intrigue as well as a lot of killing big fucking monsters, and it's a pretty great story. However, the game controlled like utter garbage. It felt like driving a tank through 6 feet of mud. Combat didn't seem all that intuitive, and it just all around felt bad. Which is terrible because the story was so good. But to many fans, including myself, the story was good enough to hold on to. We hoped that we would make it through it, we hoped that it would get better, and we hoped for an open ending so we could get a second game that might possibly play just a little bit better. Well, that's exactly what happened. The Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings. Tell me you don't want to play that game after seeing that cinematic. Go on, I'll wait. Do it! After the end of The Witcher 1 and the intro to the Assassins of Kings, we get Lethos, Baldy over here, killing the shit out of a Northern Realms king, which Geralt then gets blamed for and you end up in prison. Not a great start for the White Wolf. But don't worry, he finds a way out and ends up working for King Foltest. This took every story aspect of the first game and blew it up. Multiple endings could be found, depending on what choices you made, and really made every decision feel like it mattered. To top it all off, they did improve the controls. Combat felt more in-depth and easier to control. They gave you the ability to lay traps and be a lot more stealthy in the way that you handled just about everything. It was great. But with a great game comes an even greater worry. Is the next game going to live up to the hype? Are we going to get the story and gameplay this franchise deserves? Some of you may know where I'm going with this already, but if you don't! The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. This fucking game. It's a goddamn masterpiece. The game starts out with Geralt and the closest thing he has to a father, Vesemir, trying to track down Geralt's old booty call, Yennefer. When they finally catch up with her, she's joined forces with the wretched asshole who is the Nilfgaardian Emperor. He's a prick, Nilfgaardians are pricks, it's just their thing. They find out the Emperor's daughter Ciri has been seen, and old Nilfgaard Dick himself is paying everyone he can find to hunt her down. When he's finally lost all hope, he reaches out to the Witchers to find her. Why? Because Ciri was training to become a Witcher herself. This game is huge. It is a massive open world with a whopping 170 hours of gameplay, and that's not including the DLC, which was also phenomenal. The controls are even better than the last go-around, and it's just so good. This is a must-play and has the Sasquatch stamp of approval. Get it, play it, love it. Now you may think this is the end of our story here, but you'd be wrong. Wow! Thronebreaker released on October 23rd of this year, and oh boy is it good. It's a top-down Baldur's Gate style of game where you're playing through a story as a queen of the Northern Realms, Meve. Now you might not know this about me, but I love me a bad bitch doing bad bitch shit in bad bitch armor. It's the fucking best. What makes this game interesting is that every combat interaction is actually a game of Gwent, a card game that was made up specifically for the Witcher series. It's an amazing game, and while I can't say much because I haven't beaten it yet, I would say at this point it's worth every penny. And that leads me to one last thing. Gwent, the Witcher card game. There isn't a whole lot to say here other than this is a card game for the Witcher series. It's free. You should try it if you like card games, and I do have to say, out of all the games that I've talked about today, this is my favorite. Give it a shot. You've got nothing to lose. Well, that's it. The Witcher series. A video game based on a book, based on a card game, based on... There's a lot going on here. If you did like this episode of Sequel Aftershock, give it a thumbs up and post in the comments which series you would like me to do next. We have a couple in the hopper already, so be on the lookout for those. If you do want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the R24 channel. We would really appreciate it, and make sure you hit that bell so you get a notification every time a video goes live. I'm going to go sharpen my silver sword and maybe stab a motherfucker. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Peace!